I was telling Pat that I feel like you sound more clear than I do.
Well, it's that mic, man. I know where I'm at now.
Property Ebonics.
I'm recording from a hotel right now, so I did not bring a microphone with me. As I was coming up here, I was like, I feel like I'm forgetting something. I was like, oh yeah, the microphone for laptop.
Yeah.
But the people, I think they'll understand. Yo, people, by the way, Proper Ebonics. Welcome, Proper Ebonics.
And we're in the building. Kirk is in a foreign building.
Kirk's at the Hampton Inn.
What was it called? Hurricane Ida still got you messed up? Yeah.
Hurricane got me on a boogie board, and I wasn't able to stay afloat. Yeah, so it's been actually good news now. So like, Hurricane Ida was about 2 weeks ago, and as of like 4 hours ago, they reported that the power is back on at my place. So yeah, after this, I'm gonna wrap up all my stuff and head back over to my spot, and hopefully Pico's got it on lock. That'd be cool.
Nice. Now I don't know if this is diving too deep into your personal life, but you didn't have to pay for the hotel, did you?
No. Shout out to community resources.
Yeah.
I stayed at my place a little bit, and then my landlord was like, "The local Lord of Pantry is booking hotels for some people." So I stayed at one hotel for like 2 days, and then went back to the apartment. First, I should start even from again. Hurricane hits. It was wild. It was crazy. It was really like, I don't know if you've ever been to the Universal Studios. They have that ride, Earthquake, where it's pretty much just a bunch of natural disasters happening at once. It felt like Earthquake. It was nuts. Like, it was the highest water I've seen. There's this like two cars right outside of our window. We're in downtown. And then I go down, the woman's crawling out of her window, then the other one's crawling out of her window. They both come up to our apartment. And then maybe 20 minutes later, both their cars start floating down the road.
Wow.
Not running down, floating down the road. It was nuts. So then after that, I went to DC. I was like, I got out of here. I also had a scheduled trip, so I went to DC. And bailed on that for a little bit. Got to see some monuments, museums. I like that. Yeah. That was pretty nice.
I seen the pictures at the Martin Luther King monument. Let's check out Kirk.
Yeah, it was nice. I definitely did one or two photos where I did the stance like him. So I was like this. I was like, Kirk, you're being ridiculous. Actually, a beautiful garden next to the monument too, which you don't really see photos of so much, but that was beautiful. DC was great. Shout out to their scooters. It got me from point A to B within time less than point A to B needed. Came back, and turns out no power, but also your boy caught shingles.
Man, I'm not gonna even lie to you. Is that's like chickenpox, right?
Pretty much, yeah. But it's like only on like one part of the body. It pretty much like follows in patterns. So like it felt like mosquito bites. I was like, oh yeah, I was in all that like flood water. Probably got a bunch of bugs all over the place. That makes sense. It's whatever. You know me, I don't really use bug spray like that.
Wait,
so.
you was swimming in the water? What was you doing? Why was you in the water?
I was on some rescue mission stuff, bro. Like I was
real?
Yeah. Like I like go down. Well, I had to rescue my car. Like I had to move my car a few like up the parking lot. And luckily I did, because my lot got flooded. But then like going out there, and my roommate, he was walking one of the tenants, or one of the like people that are stranded, down to the McDonald's. We were all over the place, man. It was a community mission. So yeah, I was in the water. I was waist deep in the water.
Wow.
And got all these bumps. And I was like, all right, this is like creek mosquitoes. It's annoying. But then it started. You ever get a mosquito bite then it leads to muscle pain?
Nope, I never have. I never had shingles.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So like mosquito bites don't give you muscle pains. So like I was dealing with that on DC all weekend. Like, that's weird. And then the back pain radiates my chest. I went to urgent care, and then immediately they're like, boy, this is shingles. And they gave me some antivirals, and I'm good now, I think.
That's crazy, yo. You were literally like, you were in the mix. Like you definitely
was in the mix, bro. I was in the mix. I was in floods, Lincoln Memorials, museums. Those are some nice museums over there. And then back into the mix of floods and dealing with Pico.
I was totally unaware of how severe your situation was.
Yeah, it was wild. Like
Yeah.
I was taking showers at work. Like,
Wow.
it was so, but you know, the hotel, this second one, I'm not gonna shit on or anything like that. I'm grateful for it. There's a roof and all that stuff. There's also a lot of white substances, like just powdery substances on like mirrors and like the television. I think they use some sort of like powdered soap. I'm not here to complain, but just an observation. A lot of powder. So yeah, I'm out of here after this.
Yeah, people be doing a lot of powder in the hotel rooms. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's what goes on there.
I guess I looked at the reviews, and that was the number one thing before coming here. They're like, "There's a lot of white powder." I was like, "That's weird." And then like throughout the days, I was like, "Oh, what's this on the remote?" Just white crust. I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
God."
Oh, that was probably cum. That's just dried up cum. That's what that is.
Oh,
You were flicking through the channels with another man's cum on your thumb.
you don't know that, bro. I'll throw that out there. It's not true. It may be true. I don't know yet. Yeah, as you can see the TV, this is one of the first times I want to say in like 3 years that I've watched cable television.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, it's pretty bad. It's not good. Like I think my life is better from not having cable television in my life.
No, man. That's why I only watch cable if I'm watching sports. That's the only reason I do it for sports. That's it. It's really bad. It's just like 82 channels of nothingness, and then ESPN.
There's and HBO is kind of cool. I'll give them that.
Yeah.
Then yeah, I realized like I flipped on Bringing Down the House, Queen Latifah and Steve Martin. And I was like, I haven't watched this movie in years. This will bring me some joy, some midnight joy.
That's a great movie.
Yeah, it is a great movie, except when there's 40 minutes of damn commercials in between. I don't think I watched any clips in the movie. It was just like commercials for Activia for like 40 minutes.
On the commercial, it was like, coming up next, we have commercials from Bringing Down the House.
If you love Bringing Down the House, you're going to love the trailer.
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot of that there. But yeah, it was an experience. And I think I made it on the other side. I think we'll see. We'll see how the living conditions. The two tenants below me, I think they had to move out.
Because you was making so much noise above them?
No, because of the flood.
Oh.
Because of the damn flood.
I thought you were talking about the hotel.
No. I did bring UFC 4 here, and I was getting a little hype while playing UFC. I was like, I got to keep it down. There's people in distress next door, also flood victims. I got to chill out. No, I mean like at my apartment, like two people that like pretty much people, my neighbors. Apparently they had to like move out, and theirs is like up to the mattress type water.
Yeah.
And luckily I'm on the second floor, but it's just a matter of getting everything kind of certified and the house passing and all that stuff. Your boy maybe get some mole in. Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, crazy. They gotta do some work on your shit before it's back to normal, man. So I hope everything is back to normal very soon, man. That shit sounds stressful.
Yeah, it was wild, bro. It was shingle inducing.
I don't know if you saw this because this happened today, and we ain't talk about anything today. But you see that Norm Macdonald passed?
Yeah, man. Rest in peace, Norm Macdonald.
Yeah, that's crazy. They said it was cancer. You know what I mean? So
definitely one of the more unique voices in comedy. I would say in our generation and generation before us. I'm sure they'll live on and all that stuff. Yeah, man. He was a very good Weekend Update host. And I attribute some of like my tone to him too, like in terms of like he's able to, when people are able to get away with dry humor on platforms that are very exciting and lights and brightness and glimmer and dust. I don't know, people describe words for excitement, but when you're able to do that in those sort of venues, it brings influence and shows that you don't have to be jumping up and down. You can just have your speech. So definitely shout out to a legend right there.
I think that you made a good point about his unique voice. I think that he has one of those voices that you can hear his content, but like, oh, I know who that is. You know what I'm saying? It's just like very, very distinct. So it's a sad day in the comedy world. There's been actually a lot of like sad stuff in entertainment recently. You know what I mean? Michael K. Williams passed away.
Yeah, man. That's true. Yeah, we haven't recorded since then. Yeah, he passed last week.
I guess there was a comedian out of LA. I think his name was comedian Fu, I believe. He passed away. I mean, it's been a lot of stuff going on. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, man. Yeah, it's just kind of keep things current, I guess. Try to think, try to make it out of this jungle. That's how I
Yeah,
see life now after this situation. Jungle. I'm
yeah,
living in the jungle, and I have the sticks and the vines to keep me afloat.
right.
I hope.
You need to stay afloat over there down in town because water was raging. But it's you know what it made me think about though, and I kind of thought about this once I seen that Norm Macdonald passed. I'm a, I'm a, I'm gonna make it about myself, of course, because I'm a comedian. But I'm gonna upload some stand up, bro. Like I be thinking, like, what if something was to happen to me? Like, there's people that have never seen me perform. I mean, there's people that won't even know. Like, I need to upload some shit, man. I need to leave like a fucking legacy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to. I don't know. That's just like that's what I was just thinking about because like people were sharing clips of Norm Macdonald and like things he's done. And I'm like, if something was to happen to me, like, what are people going to share? Like, what are people going to, you know what I mean? Like, it's
To your point, you definitely didn't make that about you.
I knew I told you I was.
You know what's really sad about Norm Macdonald and Michael K. Williams? No, you know what you got to do? You got to have like a legacy archive. You got to have a secret archive. So it's like you have like a power attorney, like a comedy power attorney. So if anything happens to you, they come out and they release the archive of all your footage, all
Right.
like the shows, the mics. I know you rocked out this weekend. They got to like release that. So you don't have to do it publicly, but I know that may be my plan. I may have an archive and I may have a comedy power of attorney that's going to just drop it all over the place. I'm talking Facebook. I'm talking Grubhub. Everyone's going to know about my 5 minutes in Bethlehem.
You got to upload it on Pornhub.
I'm already ahead of you. Already ahead of you. Shout out to X Hamster.
X Hamster.
Yeah, that's my site.
Everybody got their sites. You know what I'm saying? I rock with X and XX.
Oh, I don't think I've ever been on that. That's one I always thought was like Spanish, but it's good.
That's my jam. Yeah, it's good, man. It's great variety.
All right. Do you remember Daily Motion at all?
Daily Motion? I don't think I do.
It wasn't exclusively pornography. Like it was like YouTube alternative. So like they had clips, a lot of like European clips, and just like reality TV show like bootlegs and all that stuff. Yeah. But they also had a not safe for work section, and Teenage Kirk found that section.
See, little nasty over there making remotes white. I know what you're doing over there.
I didn't do that. If the hotel is watching this from now, I did not do that. Do not charge me for that.
You think they're watching?
They may.
Shout out to the hotel, because you know how you like to give shout out to people that don't be watching.
I don't know if they'll be watching or not. This hotel, it got some wild reviews, and again, I'm not here to drop an extra on it. So if they watch it, they watch it. And thanks for putting a roof over my head and crust in my eyes from the roof. That's a lot of stuff up there.
Comedy wise, what you been up to, man?
Hey, I went to Great American Pub yesterday. I'm going to Wisecrackers this weekend. So I was like, oh, let me go hit up a mic. Did that, did some new stuff. It worked, so that's cool. That's a room where it's like, it's always just comics. I don't know if you've ever been there, Great American Pub in Phoenixville.
I have been there. It's a while ago. It was before the pandemic that I was there.
Yeah, like they moved it into like the pub now. Shout out to Cisco and them. But it's a room full of comics, so like you kind of know what you're getting into. And I feel like, and we may have talked about this too, when you're doing new material, a lot of times you want to do it in a place that is pretty supportive for the most part. Because if you do new material in a place where it's generally just comics and people generally aren't really listening or they're just not as attentive, and it doesn't go well, you could lose confidence in doing that new material again. So I knew that going into this. It's like, all right, doing new stuff, but I know it's this venue. And it went well. No, it went just fine. It actually went up good, I would say. And then I forgot I'm on Fergie's tomorrow. The hurricane threw me off. So I was like, oh, snap. All right. So I got to do that. And then Wilkes-Barre in the weekend. So, yeah, I'm just doing comedy stuff. I have a suggestion later on that we'll get into that's comedy oriented that I think the people may benefit from. That's also been something I've been up to.
Nice. Good.
I saw you, man. You were rocking out with, what was it, Tony Woods?
Yeah. I got to open up for Tony Woods on Friday at Soul Joe's.
Very good.
It was great, man. One of my favorite things to do is to watch people that are just been in the game for a long time. I like to watch them work. and watching Tony Woods, it was probably the most effortless hour I've ever seen. Like he he even made a joke about it. He was like, yeah, everybody before me, they were like trying hard and telling you jokes. Like I'm gonna just chill. I'm gonna just kill it. And he did. Like he was just chilling, just killing it. Like I like to see that though. And it was like two audience members that came up to me during, like he was still on stage and I was in the back of the show, whatever. Two guys came up to me and was like, he's not even trying. I was like, yeah, like it's just
that's a weird audience move to do. Yo, get back in your seat. What are you?
They were going to the bathroom or something.
That's a couple that goes to the bathroom together. That's kind of wild.
Yeah. That's exactly what I was thinking though. I was like, he's not even trying that hard. And from our perspective, like I don't know what's going on in his head or whatever, but like our perspective, he's just so cool with it. And it just be like, he can go off the top of the head and bring it back to the joke. It was just effortless, man. I was like, yo, man, I want to get there. Like I want to get to the place where it just seems like I'm not even trying, but I'm crushing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel like, like you probably have like some rooms and even like some open mics even where you probably feel very comfortable and it's almost like effortless and you're going off just pure instinct to be able to shift gears and all that. I imagine with time, something like that, that's, you get to Tony Wood's level where it's like he's been doing that beyond like shows and mics. He's been doing like the hour over and over, not necessarily the same material, but like being able to use those instincts and practice more. So it probably comes with time and also just talent.
It was dope to see. Now I don't know if you've seen this, but there has been I do know you've seen this because I talked to you about it, about the comedy controversy. About
you want to talk about it?
Oh yeah, so that's what I want to talk about. I wanted to talk about. Do I want to talk about it?
I don't know.
I mean, I'm not involved, but there's some joke stealing and joke thievery going on in the comedy community.
If you could play the alarm sirens really quick, there's some joke thievery going on. Thank you for that. Thank you.
So this is what I wanted to say about it. I don't want to go too deep in. But what I do want to say is this is why I don't. I'm not gonna get in trouble. Now look, this is why I don't watch a lot of stand-up, bro.
Yeah.
I tell you, like, if it's not the GOATs, I'm not putting on everybody's Netflix special. I'm not watching everybody's 30-minute Comedy Central special. I'm not doing it unless you're the GOAT. Because I feel like as a human, you instinctually take from what you see. Now, I'm not saying I would ever just take somebody's joke, but like I don't want other people's aneurysm, not aneurysms.
Please.
That's it. Other people's mannerisms. I don't want like.
No, we don't want those either. Yeah.
But I know you've seen this, right? When I say it, you're gonna be like, yeah, I've seen that. Since Chappelle got like those new 3 Netflix deals where he got like 60 million, he was banging the microphone on his knee when he thought something was funny. Right? I've seen a million comedians since then doing that now.
Oh wow. Yeah. He's been doing that. That's been like since Chappelle's show sort of thing. But I have noticed an increase of that since Netflix specials.
Yeah.
And it's not even necessarily like, people are stealing stuff. I think a lot of times, like you mentioned, people just kind of subconsciously do it. If that's what they have in their mind of like, this is what I think when I think of comedy, and if I'm performing comedy, your brain may just kick into that. I know I'm probably guilty of it in some ways too when it comes to like some mannerisms or even some tones. It's just a matter of like really being aware of it. Like there's been times where I've been on stage and I'll try something. I'm like, oh, I did that very Hannibal Bursey. I did that very Todd Barry-ish.
Yeah.
And it's like a matter of like catching yourself and being like, all right, that's cool or whatever, but you don't want to necessarily impersonate someone. At least me, I don't want to do that.
Right.
Especially when it comes to like material. And then it comes down to the line of like, if you don't catch yourself soon, it may go down to like taking the exact terms or wording or even whole bits. Yeah. And that's kind of hard to dispute thievery when it's like word for word. So Yeah, you got to be kind of mindful of that if you're consuming a lot of comedy.
Yeah, I think when I first started, I had like I remember I had like these mannerisms, and I kind of like or get loud like Kevin Hart, right? And that's not me. Like I'm not like a loud kind of comedian, but like I found myself like I would do like this one thing like where I would take the mic and I was like, oh man, like I'm like, what? Well, who am I? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes if you're feeling yourself up there, it's like, oh wow, I'm killing like Kevin Hart. It's just like this would be the next step for it. Producer Pat likes people to know that when he's doing well, he likes to tell a funny joke and lick the mic tip. So if you see anyone licking the mic tip, you're stealing producer Pat's moves right there. We don't
right.
appreciate it anyway.
That's
Not
hilarious.
also a little gross. Chill, Pat. Chill.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he got. I see producer Pat though on his microphone right now. He got a mic condom on there, so maybe he's doing the licking with the condom on it. You know what I'm saying? The mic condom.
I, ugh. I just thought about the idea of licking a condom. I guess there's
So,
flavor condoms. I don't know why I'm putting myself in this mindset, man.
they do have flavored condoms.
I'm aware. I'm aware. Before we go too far into the condom
Facts.
and such, let's get into some prop suggestions.
Let's do it.
My prop suggestion is avoid floods, but I have another suggestion as well. My prop suggestion for this week is renter's insurance. That actually is my prop suggestion. I signed up for renter's insurance 2 years ago when I moved.
Yeah.
And I was paid in full. I forgot about it completely. And then I called them up, and they were like, "Yeah, you do have renter's insurance.
Woo.
We got you." And yeah, it came in handy with some of the funds and such. So yeah, shout out to renter's insurance. You never really know, sort of thing, when your boogie board's gonna float away. So yeah, shout out to that.
So you good though? They cover everything that you lost and stuff. You're good with that?
Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't lose that much. Like,
Yeah.
I'm on the second floor, so no property damage. It's more so like living expenses, the food lost throughout the refrigerator because the refrigerator wasn't working.
Yeah.
Having to buy out food because you can't really cook anything. So yeah, renter's insurance has bought me like, I want to say like 10 salads. I've been on a big salad kick,
Right.
So yeah, rent insurance, very helpful. I advise it.
You know what? I don't think I have that.
Bro, I knew it. Not even
I
necessarily
know.
like it will happen sort of thing like that, but like it's a nice thing just to have in your back pocket. Usually, like the one I have, I'll disclose it. My rent insurance for a year, I think, was like $140 or less.
Yeah.
And like to what that like matches, like it's worth it.
Gotcha. All right. So here goes my suggestion. I know that there's people going back to work and things like that, and after a long pandemic, a lot of people were drinking a lot. My suggestion is something that I learned when I was a young knucklehead, drinking a lot every night and then going to work. Here's a trick. I think that if you're going to get drunk every night before you go to work, drink 2 bottles of like regular 16.9 ounce water joints, like a Dairy Park or whatever your water of choice is. You gotta drink water and take a Tylenol before you go to bed, right? You will be fine for work. You'll be fine. I'm trying to tell you. This is something that I learned from my old boss. I used to go to work like hungover every day. My boss like, yo, man, you got to get together. You got to do better. He didn't say you should stop drinking every night. It was like, you need to drink water and take a Tylenol before you go to bed. You'll be fine.
Tylenol. What does the Tylenol do?
I don't know.
It's just kind of like gets you in the morning. I feel like I maybe have heard that somewhere before, but you found it to be helpful?
Yeah, I have. So I ain't working, so I don't care if I hop up in the morning. But this is something that I know the people need to know. People need to know this. I suggest you drink water and take a Tylenol after you get drunk. There goes the water. What kind of water is that? What brand is that?
Uh, Amelia's electrolytes. I think it's supposed to be like a shout out to Amelia Earhart and electrolytes. I may be drinking like watered down Gatorade. I don't know. But I bought a whole thing thinking I'd be here longer. But now I got to finish this gallon before I leave. So I'm 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 like on a challenge right now. Boy loves his monthly challenges. This is less of a challenge, more just something I'm doing. I'm on no drink September. So
Oh,
like
sweet.
I have not. Yeah, no, it's cool. I mean, along with the whole salad thing that I mentioned, I'm kind of just like trying. I'm like, let me see what this
Whoa, whoa.
lifestyle.
What salad thing?
Oh, I didn't mention. I've been eating nothing but salads. Like I've been getting
No.
like Panera. Yeah, I've been like on a big salad kick like all month. So like it's been salads, no alcohol, and hotels. That's been our regimen for all of September. I haven't really noticed any big differences, but I always like to kind of push myself and kind of always make sure that I'm not not I don't know how to phrase it necessarily, that I'm not dependent on anything necessarily.
Mm.
So I figured September's a good month to try it out, and yeah, it's been cool so far.
So are you like overly hungry all the time, or do you get like a lot of protein with your salads?
Yeah, I got a lot of protein. Sometimes it doesn't feel like a salad because like I'm just banging it out with like a bunch of different toppings and chicken and all that, but it's primarily a
Chicken.
salad. Yeah, like chicken,
It's
a
lettuce
lot
in
of
it, so it's a salad.
yeah, a lot of like dressing that has like low sodium and all that stuff, and
Yeah.
the water. So I go on my little like healthy bags here and there, and this month is one of those. So we'll see.
Nice.
I don't think it's really anything's different's going to happen. I think I'll lose some of the little bit of stomach fat that I have. I have a
Mm.
little bit of like stomach fat, and I think I'll lose some of that maybe. Uh,
Yeah.
but if not, that's cool too. Stomach fat, it keeps me warm, whatever. So yeah, we'll see, man.
Nice. Now, are you eating salads for breakfast too?
No, no, no. So I've been doing fruit. I've been keeping it light.
Ah,
Yeah. I've been like getting like apple slices and all that stuff. I can't do the smoothies anymore because my blender required power, and so
oh, poor Kirk.
I've been doing like fruits and all that stuff. And plus, you all have to like eat pretty substantial meals for like the antiviral medications
Yeah.
so like the salads are packed. So it's not like little salads. Like it's a pretty big one. So
Yeah.
yeah, we'll see, man. I'm just kind of seeing where that takes me.
Gotcha. Now, I wanted to talk about something that I was thinking about. I was thinking about the parasocial relationships and how they're affecting real life relationships.
Oh,
You
word? Oh, word? I too have been thinking about this. No, that's wild.
You know
Sometimes,
what's funny? When you said that topic over, I was like, "What the hell is that?" So, can you explain to me what that is?
no, it's funny. We're joking around, but you have mentioned it in passing before. But I think you probably just haven't phrased as like parasocial.
Uh,
Pretty much the idea of like our relationship to things that we're not. It's a one-sided relationship in a lot of ways. In communication, you kind of look at it as like something like from media or even books, television, where we have this emotional attachment, this relationship with these characters that we see frequently, and we build intimacy with because they may be, giving information about themselves on podcasts. They may host a children's show. Shout to Steve from Blue's Clues.
uh,
They may be, professional wrestlers, and you kind of the idea of parasocial is that you're developing this bond with them, but it's one sided, and
yeah,
the idea of it is pretty much like less of the idea, but the commentary that people kind of throw around is like, one, how bad is it for you? But also, are there any benefits to having a parasocial relationship?
mm,
I was curious, I saw the Blues Clues thing with Steve, which
yeah,
touched parts. And I
yeah,
wasn't really a Blues Clues guy, so I was like, oh, all right, that's cool. But it kind of reminded me a little bit of that, like, oh, we really develop like these emotional bonds with people that we've never met. And what does that do for our real life relationships? What does that do for our what we value in a relationship? what we're looking for in a relationship, both platonic and romantically. And I saw because we speak on celebrity news so much.
Yeah.
And I think it's something that the streets need to hear about.
Yeah, I think it's scary. I think it's scary. I've seen people saying that they were crying because Steve said something. Like, what? I mean, I remember when Blues Clues was out. I remember it all. I know the song, smell, time. I get it. I know it all.
Yeah.
But my adult self won't cry because some dude said, "Hey guys, I didn't forget about you. I went to college." Like people are like, "Oh my God, Steve is back. My life is better now. I can heal." Like, it shouldn't be that serious. Like, it's scary that it's that serious. Like, your life is so unfulfilling that this dude can just pop up out of nowhere and get that much emotion out of you. That's scary to me.
Now, let me ask you this, Alan, because I agree in a lot of ways. But can you recall how you felt when DMX passed away?
DMX passing away and Steve coming back and saying, "Hey, I care about you," is totally different. You're talking about DMX who passed away. He died. And I didn't cry for that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm saddened by that. I really like DMX and his contribution to the culture and his spirit. I love him for that stuff. I'm not like people crying because someone passed away. I think it's way different than crying because some dude's like, "Hey, you haven't seen me in 25 years. Hello." Like, I think it's a little different. But again, I didn't cry when DMX passed either.
It will not necessarily like cry and such, but do you think there's some similarities in a way of like, because I felt the same way too. I didn't really have an emotional attachment with Steve because I didn't really watch Blues Clues. We look at something like DMX. Maybe that's not a great comparison because DMX died and Steve came back from college. But
like, how long were you in college, bro? How dumb are you, Steve?
I was getting my super masters.
Right.
So many clues. So many.
Got my master's and my bachelor's master. Like, no.
Maybe Kanye is a better example.
Right.
Sort of thing of like, I'll say like I definitely have some parasocial relationships to some of the musicians I listen to. I don't think it's completely whacked out, like in terms of like some of the stuff that we see from others, but I would be sad if something happened to Kanye. I would feel a way. I would be emotional, maybe not cry, but I would feel a way if I found out, something, not even necessarily death, but something happened to like I don't even want to say names out here. I didn't want to like throw that out, sort of thing. But I don't think it's necessarily. I don't look down on people for having the relationships like parasocial, but I think there's an extent to it. I think there's sometimes where people don't detach themselves enough where they are mentioning like, yeah, I really was able to heal because Steve came back and
right.
I think because we have almost a parasocial relationship with the idea of like the venues we see these from, like an Instagram where like we put a little bit more of a reverence on it. So we see these viral clips, we're kind of ingrained into feeling something about it, feeling strongly about it, because that's almost like primarily what we're seeing at this point. But I think there is some good out of it too. I think, say if you're a kid, maybe teenager, you don't really have people in your life that is providing an idea of trust and love and such. And then you turn on TV and see something like a Mr. Rogers, a Reading Rainbow.
Yeah.
You see something like that develop these kind of bonds with them, which all, from them, it's all these like positive ideas and these concepts that you take in. So I think parasocial can be okay. I think it's just a matter of the extent that people go by with them and also with whom they're building these relationships with.
Yeah, I think that one thing you said that stands out to me is it's like you kind of said like kids that aren't getting something from somewhere. So maybe I need to have more grace with people, you know what I'm saying? But there are people that are lacking something in their life somewhere that they are pulling these feelings down from a celebrity or a show or things like that. So I understand it. but the reason why I say that it's crazy is because it's crazy in general that you don't have that emotional intake you're needing in your real life.
It's sad.
Right. That's so like for instance, like my daughters, we were riding through like forget we come from like somewhere. We're riding through Maryland, right? And we were riding from state to state. I was telling like, okay, now we're here, now we're there. So I was like, yo, now we're in Maryland. And my daughter was like, oh, that's where one of her favorite YouTubers live. She was like, what if I run across my favorite YouTuber? I was like, well, there's plenty of people you can run across here. What makes them so special? They're just a person. Like it's not like I don't want them to get like so attached to this YouTuber. Like they're just people. Like everybody's just people. You know what I'm saying? So I make sure that I instill that in them, so I can see how I need to have more grace with other people because maybe they don't have people to tell them the way I'm telling my daughters. You know, maybe they don't have. You know what I'm saying? That they're missing something, so they're getting it from that. But you got to be careful. You know what I'm saying? Because you're dependent on something that's most of the time not real. The people that you see on TV, they don't really be them people.
Yeah.
Steve, like who we don't know Steve for real. What's Steve been doing for the last 20
years? Steve may have not even gone to college.
He went to jail.
Steve could have been like manager at like a brothel for all we know. He like moved. Right. He's been working at the ranch house.
Exactly.
I don't know what Steve has been up to, but you know, he came back and he was moving emotions for a lot of people 25 and up. So yeah, no, that's very true. It's cool to hear that you have kids and stuff like that. So you instill that. Do you think people have parasocial relationship with us, Proper Ebonics?
I know they do.
You're a kid watching this right now. Uncle Kirk is here for you. Uncle Kirk is there for you, and he loves you.
Uncle Kirk sounds creepy.
Yeah, Uncle Kirk is wild.
Uncle Kirk's there for you, children.
Yeah, Uncle Kirk just rented a hotel. And listen, I didn't let them know that it's just going to be one guest here. Everyone's welcome here in Uncle Kirk's hotel. You see that pillow? There's more than one of them. There's 5 of them. I can invite 6 people to this hotel.
Everybody, as long as they're 18 and up, then they can come over.
Yeah, I should note that part too. Yeah, I don't want to go with this joke anymore.
Yeah, man. But I do think people, it might not be like a serious, people probably won't cry if we leave and come back 25 years later. But people have some attachments to things. People that listen regularly, you know, we share a lot about ourselves. They feel like they know us, you know, and trust us and things like that. So I get it, but I'm telling y'all, if y'all listen to this,
it's one-sided intimacy. It's very interesting.
But I'm telling people, listen to this. We appreciate y'all for rocking with us, but do not get to the point where we don't record for 2 weeks and you're just weeping when we come back. I think it's a little dangerous.
You can weep. You can drop a little teardrop. I won't record until someone mails me just a photo of them crying. Listen to the last episode of Proper Ebonics. So we disagree on that one, but that's fine.
It'll just be a picture of me crying because I want to record.
Speaking of things like in terms of like agreements and such, and it kind of ties into parasocial. One of the big questions that were going around on the internets and such was the question of if you were offered a dinner with Jay-Z or $500,000, what would you take? And the internet was quite splits. And so before we give out what Jay-Z finally said, because his record label did release an answer, Alan, what do you think he would do?
Me? I'm taking the money, bro. Easy.
Yeah,
I'm taking the money because I got kids to feed. And listen, this is what I would say. I said that if I had the opportunity, I would take the money and I would take Jay-Z out to eat. Yeah. Look, the people not thinking like that. I can get both.
Man, I don't know if I'd take Jay-Z out to eat, man. Jay-Z's going to order like craziest lobster. And you're like, come on, Jay-Z. That's like $100,000 lobster right there. You got to chill out with that.
What if Jay-Z just like chicken fingers and fries?
Yeah, I guess that'd be kind of cool. Yeah, I think that is the wise move. The logic people are using is that like if you take the dinner with Jay-Z, you're able to obtain all of his knowledge which is true in a lot of ways. But it's like, all right, but it's one dinner. You have to build a rapport with Jay-Z to get all that knowledge. You have to really like ask the right questions. Jay-Z has to be in the right mood before he eats. Is he not really in the good mood? It's there's a lot of variables with that. Whereas the 500K, you could invest 100,000 in it. You could take Jay-Z out to dinner. Shout out to Jay-Z, that'd be kind of cool. You could do a bunch of stuff with it. And Jay-Z's record label, they finally came out with the answer of like, take the 500K.
Right.
Yeah. So
put an end to all the madness. Okay, you people are talking crazy. Anybody that said they would rather take a meeting with Jay-Z than 500K, only way that's okay is if you already have like 500K. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, if you already rich, okay, but like, no way, no. It's a no-brainer. I couldn't believe that was a topic for so long. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, it was going back and forth for a while. I think people, had the logic of it of like, oh, I'll be able to get all this insight. It sounds better. It sounds like a riddle, and like the obvious answer is 500K, and then it's like, oh, well, if you get Jay-Z, but really when you think about it, the 500K is much more profitable. There's advantages, I'm sure, to having dinner with Jay-Z. You're gonna maybe make that connect, or you just sit there feeling like a dickhead for 60 minutes. You're like stuttering over your questions. He's not listening. You ask him a question, but he didn't hear it, and everyone's talking over you. That's like, damn, all right. And now
he's just eating his food, trying to enjoy his Cheddar Bay biscuits. You know what I mean? It's just like
I enjoy his chicken fingers. People are like speaking over me, and then I have like a $600 bill afterward that I have to pay. That I have to like dip into. It sounds terrible.
It's the worst. That's what I'm saying. I can't believe that was a thing. I can't believe it. But they did
to have dinner with Jay-Z. I'm gonna be mad. Like that's such an inconvenience. Like how much money that's gonna cost me.
Right. You know what I mean? But then I did see one that said, would you go to dinner with Lil Bow Wow or a $50 gift card? Which one would you do?
I may go Bow Wow on that one. I don't know. I may actually go hang out with Bow Wow. I don't know. It's like, hey, Bow Wow, I've seen you in Like Mike and all that stuff. I built somewhat of a parasocial relationship with you, and I thought it'd be cool to kind of broach that level to see. You were good in that movie Lottery. Yeah, I think it'd be kind of nice to have dinner with Bow Wow. Like, nice.
I'm not gonna lie. The first CD that I ever bought with my own money was Bow Wow's first CD, bro. So it's like, I'm definitely gonna hang out with Bow. Me and Shy gonna hang out.
Yeah, we gotta have him on a guest. I think we may be able to get Bow Wow on here. It's not even like a knock on Bow Wow. I just think we have the bull. I think we can get Bow Wow on the show.
We can DM him.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe DM him, but like I'm thinking, reach out via Cameo. Like, hey, listen, I know I sent the message saying that it's my sister's birthday. I don't have a sister. It's not my sister's birthday. But I have this podcast. We're able to extend the payments a little bit. Just hop on for about 20 minutes or so. We may have to do that.
Listen, it's possible. Producer Pat said we got Bow Wow clout for sure. We can make it happen.
I think we could. And while we're on the topic of goals and idea, man, you want to get in some goals real quick?
Yeah, we can do some goals.
So this is a comedy-related goal. I've been going through old journals, and I was doing some writing in a recent journal, and I do a lot of just like kind of like targeted writing, but I also just kind of like random journaling where it's just musings, just like, here's just thoughts. And I was thinking like, what am I going to do with these thoughts? Sort of thing. Like, I have all these thoughts here. Some of them are gems sort of thing. Why not, try to make something of it? My goal is to, and maybe my prop suggestion to the listeners, is to go through at least 2 of my journals within the next month and see what gems are in there. See if there's any ways that I could further elaborate on those gems. Maybe come up with a project for those gems. But I think that, if you're someone that does a lot of journaling, writing, it doesn't hurt to go back to some of the old stuff and see what resonates now. I was going through the journal last night, and I found stuff that I'm trying to pat myself on the back. I laughed out loud at. I was like, "Oh, that's actually pretty humorous. That's a funny idea that I've not thought of in years." So yeah, that's the goal. Kind of go through some of the old journals and integrate it.
I think that's a good idea, man. Because what happens is when you go back to your old ideas, your mind could be thinking differently now. So you can come at something a different angle, a different perspective than when you wrote it the first time. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I think it's a good idea, man. I've done that before too. Just like when I was just been bored, I go back through, look at old stuff, and be like, let me see if I can bring this back, see if I can make this work some kind of way. You know what I mean? So it's definitely a great goal for sure.
I'll recommend it. At the very least, you'll find one-liners that you could make into Facebook statuses. So at the very least, you'll be fine. So
Right.
that's gonna be my goal for that one.
Here's my goal. My goal. So we're getting to the fall. The weather's going to be getting cold soon, and I have an outdoor comedy show that I do monthly.
That's Honky Dory.
I can't even do that in the winter.
Why not?
So it's gonna be cold.
Fire.
Fire? No, I don't know if we can do a fire there. That's what somebody said at the show last night. They were like, I was telling them, I was like, the October show might be the last one until the spring, and they were like, why? We can do it in the cold. I was like, you're white. I'm not. I'm not. I ain't doing it in the cold. But so that's my goal is to. I got an idea. And my goal is to find an indoor situation for the winter, and man, I'm not gonna say it's just for the winter. It may go longer. I might just start running 2 shows, but I need a winter situation, right? Because having my monthly show, what it forces me to do, it forces me to write, as I can't keep doing the same set every time I host. You know what I'm saying? It for I what's the word? I'm social with a lot of comedians I normally wouldn't be because I normally say to myself and just bust my own moves, but this makes me reach out to people, talk to people, you know what I mean? And it helps grow my following. So my goal is to find a winner situation. I want a winner situation to host, for the 4 months it's cold,
You know, it'd be super costly, but also very, very fun. If you were to rent out a cabin, have a cabin show.
Wow. That'd be lit.
You go up to upstate New York and like rent out like, I don't know, like a 2-story cabin.
Yeah.
Have it be
Bro,
like invite
that'd
only.
be lit.
That'd be nice.
I know. Look, my man, right? He's a promoter in Harlem, man. He's like one of the first people to ever put me on the show in New York. I'm talking like 4 or 5 years ago. You know what I mean? And he does stuff like that. He'll do like weekend getaways where you'll do like a retreat. You know what I mean? He will do a retreat in Atlantic City where he'll go buy out a whole floor of like a hotel and then do a show in the hotel, like in the hotel conference space, or he'll go to the Poconos, take a whole bus trip. He'll leave from Harlem, take a whole bus full of people to the Poconos, and do like a whole comedy weekend retreat getaway type thing. You know what I'm saying? So like
that'd be clutch, bro. I mean, that sounds obviously like I'm sure they did it successfully, whatever. It sounds costly, just like the cabin idea. So we wanted to like downscale it. You could even like rent out a party bus with like blast the heaters, and then like I don't know, get like a good 20 people in there. I don't know how safe that is, but I think that would also be kind of clutch. That'd be nice.
Right.
Tinted so you can see what's going on. The people don't know, like inside, they have no idea where they're driving to. They may be in Pennsylvania, they may be in DC. It's all mystery bus, huh? It's gonna be nice.
Look, they got stuff like that, which is like, yo, pay $70 and just come, and we're going to go have fun. I'm telling you.
I don't know about that. Would you? It's like, yeah, pay $70. Don't worry about what's gonna happen. Just know it's gonna happen.
And it was happening. I've seen it. I performed on these joints. Like, this is what I'm saying. The bull, he literally, I've seen it. Like he packs out a Greyhound bus, a charter bus or whatever, and they'll just go. And people, there's no way people don't even know. They just know they're escaping their normal reality. They're just getting away, have food, other people, comedy. They just go. Like I'm telling you, bro, people be doing it.
You always see those like mystery bags whenever you go in like certain gift shops. Like, oh yeah, you could pay $10 and get whatever we put in this bag. Pay $20, get whatever this bag. I never thought of that for comedy. Never occurred to me. Like, yeah, if you pay like $30, you may get on this bus. You pay $80, you may have to get on this boat right here. Like, it's such a variety. It's kind of wild.
Right before the pandemic hit, I had a show booked I was like headlining a show in like Virginia or some shit, right? And it was a secret. What was it called? They do a thing where they only do secret shows. It's like a group. They have shows in like cities across the country. They got them in New York, San Francisco, Austin, Richmond, Virginia. Like they have these secret shows where you don't know where it's going to be. You don't know who's going to be on it. You just pay and you show up and you just get surprised. Once you pay, they send you the address. It's like you don't know the lineup, but you're gonna have a great time.
I'm glad that you didn't go to that in Virginia. They could have been setting you up, bro. They could have been setting you up. Like, don't worry, we're just gonna send you the address. People are gonna come. Don't worry about the hoods.
Well, I was getting the deposit beforehand. I need that deposit because I wasn't going down there. I ain't stupid.
Smart call. Yeah, man, we're probably going to wrap things up soon. I gotta, as I'd say, clean up, but leave. I gotta leave this hotel and go back to.
Yeah, you ain't got to clean.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna go back to. I may have to just chill here, watch some HBO while I finish this water. But beyond that, though, I think I'm just gonna head back home. I'll show it off later. I did get a 301 laser. It's like a tactical laser that shoots like crazy amount of yards. And you have to like watch where you bounce it because if the reflection is dangerous to your eyes, I may have put it outside the window of the hotel and the reflection may have bounced back right in my face. I learned my lesson that time. But we may rock out with that at some park tonight. So I'll show you. But next time we see each other, I'll bring it.
You got to go mess with some cops. Like, yeah.
They're like, where is this coming from? It's a tactical laser. It could be any. Oh, it's him. Get him. It's him.
Get him.
That'd be the worst thing to be arrested for. A 301 tactical laser. That'd be so annoying.
You'll be lucky. You'll be lucky if they arrest you if you got a laser. You make it out there alive. Yeah, man. Be safe out there, man. They think you're a suspect already.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Thanks for watching this. If you're the Wisecracker show is probably going to pass by the time this airs, but if you're around, actually in Downingtown. On September 24th, there's a show out there at what's the name of the restaurant? It's an Italian restaurant. It's a prominent one. They're doing a show out there that I'm on, and I think now it's like a benefit show. I may be one of the people that are benefiting. I don't know. So if you're in Downingtown on September 24th, message me. I have a link to a pretty cool show that I'll be on. So, check out for that.
Nice. Follow us, subscribe, like, share, comment, all that juicy stuff. We appreciate y'all.
Yeah, man. Peace.